Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
If you were to ask me what is one of my favorite cities in the entire world, I would start out by saying Seattle, certainly. But a close second would be Vancouver, British Columbia. Ponzi and I will sometimes trip up there. It's just a few hours drive. And it's kind of neat. Now, if you're American and you've never been to Canada, there's really not that many differences. I'm not going to make any gross generalizations about Canadians. I'll leave the jokes to somebody else. But generally speaking, we've had wonderful food in Vancouver. Some of the best sushi I've ever had in Vancouver. Of course, I have not yet traveled to Japan. The people, generally friendly. I mean, I didn't find them any more or less friendly than many cities that I've been to, at least in the U.S. Relatively clean. Well, I guess it depends on the side of town that you hang out on. It's really like being in America in Vancouver. And I realize I'm probably going to offend a lot of Vancouverites when I say that. But like I said, it's comfortable. It's just, if we were to live in Canada and move to Canada, I'd say Vancouver. I like the Pacific Northwest. I like it up here. I don't know. And I know we have Canadians in the chat room. And my system administrator, Alan, is a Canadian. And keeping to the whole concept of talking about the food that we eat, we being geeks who live here on this planet, I got a submission from Canada, of all places. Very exotic. Very exotic. And I hope you know where Canada is on the map. If you're American, you'd be lucky to know where America is on the map. But now we're traveling quite far, at least talking about food. We just did Saudi Arabia the other day, and then before that we did where was it? Guatemala, and then we've done Mexico. We've done a few places. I asked for your local flavor, and you have delivered. Daniel, also known as Dan DB in chat, writes, often people tend to put down Canadian food. This is unfortunate, as here in Canada, we have a great number of opportunities when it comes to culinary discovery. Hang on. I'm getting the process down here. Number 1, Nanaimo bars. Nanaimo? Alan, would you help me here? Nanaimo bars. If you happen to be in British Columbia, stop by the city of Nanaimo now it makes sense, where the dessert gets its name. These are great and are basically a crumb chocolate base with vanilla buttercream as a filling and soft chocolate on top.
What do you want?
Nanaimo bars?
Nanaimo? I don't know.
Nanaimo? Is that what it is? Well, I knew I could slaughter it, but I didn't realize it was that bad. Number 2, I can do this one. Sugar pie or tarte de sucre. If you're in Quebec, is Quebec still in Canada, or are they separated? Anyway, and if a stop by one of the many, I know they haven't. If a stop by one of the many sugar shacks where maple syrup is made is in order, be sure to try some tarte au sucre. Did I say du?
They're still there.
Yeah, okay. So, sweet tart, I believe, is how that translates. This is essentially a sugar pie with maple syrup and will satisfy any sweet tooth. After consuming the pie, it is recommended to go for a walk in the forest around the sugar shack to avoid subsequent cardiovascular problems. So apparently Canadians, some of them, like to dope themselves up on sugar and then walk around wooded areas. How's that sound for Friday night? Number 3, Montreal smoked meat. Again, if in Quebec, Montreal is known for its great smoked meat. Montreal has many delis all around the city, and all of them boast some great smoked meat sandwiches. Makes sense. Number 4, you knew this one was coming, poutine. And yes, it's actually tastes better than it sounds.
I was at one this afternoon.
You were at a poutine? Alright, so I like Quebec. He lives in the province. Though I don't really like this dish, its popularity is unmistakable. French fries with warm gravy and melted cheese curds. Oh, you were in Montreal. Said it's French fries with warm gravy and melted cheese curds. This fast food is extremely popular in Quebec and will satisfy any hunger. It can even be eaten as a full meal. I haven't. I think I've had like a little bit, and it was good. I mean, I didn't eat it as a full meal. It was exotic for me, but then again, I'm American, so cheese and gravy and French fries are not that foreign to me. Number 5, world flavors. Canada is a cultural mosaic, and this proliferation of different cultures gives us a score of great restaurants serving up ethnic dishes, from the family Italian trattorias to be found in Montreal to the world-class Asian restaurants of Vancouver. You can find any food you crave. Granted, some restaurants are better than others, but there's one to satisfy every taste. He says, thanks, this list is in no way complete. Every region of Canada has its own unique flavors. I just picked one of the most striking ones I see every day. Also, one could try lobster and other seafood on the East Coast, great AAA Angus beef from Alberta, etc., etc. I think he's pretty accurate. I knew of poutine, and personally, I guess. I've known. It's just strange when you first hear the word. And I think you can get poutine at Canadian Tire, too. I could be wrong. I know we're going to get a lot of comments on this. We tend to. Now when I'm posting these food videos, other people from that region will chime in. They'll say, how could you say this without mentioning that? The thread we did on Indian food has gotten quite a few comments. It's really neat to see what people are talking about. No. If you were to pick 5 dishes from your region of the world, wherever that happens to be, what would they be? And even Dan says that, what it might be on the east might not be the same as on the west side of Canada. And the same holds true for America, but America is really, truly a melting pot, and everybody already knows that American food is largely artificial. Come on. American cheese isn't even cheese! Ah! My email address is chris@pirillo.com if you're from a country that we have not discussed yet, at least in terms of culinary options. Let us know what the food of your choice that might end your life tonight is. Yes, the food of your choice will end your life tonight. Yes, if you don't get that reference, just Google Sean Cullen, who I think was also Canadian. Look for him on YouTube, Sean Cullen, or the food of your choice will end your life tonight. Hilarious. Hilarious. In fact, 3 Dead Trolls in a Baggie, the famous people, comedian troupe that did Every OS Sucks and the tech support calls, just huge underground hits, are also Canadian. Did you know that? They are among us. They're in our chat rooms. They are on our internet, and they're not going away. Not anytime soon. If you're Canadian, you're welcome to join us in our chat room. Even if you're not Canadian, it doesn't matter who you are, because obviously we communicate with people all around the world. This is the internet. We are interconnected.
They also did the song "Breaking Up with Your CPU," which is hilarious.
See, Alan knows of them, but I think he needed to in order to keep his Canadian citizenship. You have to know of 3 Dead Trolls in a Baggie. If you're a geek, you have to know about 3 Dead Trolls in a Baggie. And if you want to join us in our chat room, we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, typically talking tech, at live.pirillo.com.